For anybody that doesn't know, CrazySkateNate has been one of the, premier highlight players in the last few years. He's been skilled for a long time. Insight has been a solid player since I've known him and has only gotten better over the years. The Omen is what he's known for now. He does have a Jago, but I expect Nate to be running probably Orchid the whole way through. Kind of seems like he's really ready to get the mix, get the setups, and show you how this character is meant to be played. Insight wastes no time. Immediately trying to establish damage. Nate looking for that, looking for the shimmy. He was already skipping layers. He went for a Rekka, charge, dash up, dash out, looking to get Insight to swing. You're gonna see a lot of madness in this matchup. It's really hard to pin down Insight. Get off me, I don't know you. Again, dashing up for that throw. What a bait. Went for the throw, expecting Nate to try to scoop him up. That overhead option considered airborne. Completely blowing up the throw. I want to see some flames in the chat, everybody. If you're digging what you're watching right now, please drop some ones in the chat. Throw the flames. I know it was Jaren's birthday, I believe yesterday, if not the day before. Happy birthday to him once again. He's getting to enjoy some Killer Instinct action. CrazySkateNate running away with that round, man. The way he uses that instinct is so incredible. He's got grenade, he's got the fire cat, slide, DP, Rekka. There's so many things at his disposal. If he gets caught, he can break, shadow DP, take his turn back. He doesn't just reset neutral, he fucks you up for opening him up. How crazy is that? You're fucking him up, like getting in, throwing out whatever you can, only for him to break it and take his turn back. That's insanity, but you know what? It's in the game, you gotta rock with it. I see everybody getting hyped in the chat now. This Omen, man, going off right now. Look how competitive Insight has made this too, against somebody like Nate. Nate tries not to drop anything, not to miss a beat. All resets trying to be fully utilized, right, to their full capacity, like no fuck-ups. I'm looking for the Oki, all right, I'll fish the damage. Whatever it is, Nate's always looking for that optimization. Insight with the instinct pop off that, I like it. Get off me, I'm breaking. And this neutral right now, Insight chasing down these fireballs. I think he really, really wants to finish this off. He does not want to just try to lane them out. Gets the throw button. Oh my goodness, the medium. I was expecting like forward heavy, but that's why I would have locked out there too. Insight actually sealing the deal there. That restand off the throw in the corner, enough to get the manual right into Ultra. What a sick ass play. And I like the fact that he's aware. Look, all right, most people know you could do forward heavy, you could do this, it's too predictable. I'm gonna go medium. Yeah, once again, happy birthday. How many viewers do we have in the chat? We got quite a few of you. We got 21 people in here right now. We're trying to increase the numbers. Ultra Tech University Insight versus CrazySkateNate. What a set. You gotta hand it to Nate though, playing a matchup like this. I'm sure that once he gets the knockdown, he can bait wake up Orda, but I want to see how he's going to consistently deal with shadow form. That's the thing that's really tough. Like, you get your offense going only for the character to escape. You have to be mindful of it every single time. Yeah, that forward heavy punch, one of the better command moments in the game. What a counter breaker. Stop breaking my shit. That's one of the things I like about Anthony's playstyle. He's willing to counter break behind his offense. I think is what makes him incredible as a player, is that he's willing to put risk out there, but when he needs to, he's willing to take his time and just find an opening. You know, notice how he wasn't immediately at the end of last game just going to attack Nate. He was throwing fireballs, he was trying to float around, get Nate to overcommit to something. He knows when he needs to respect his opponent. What a mix. That's gonna be death. Goodbye. Nate throwing in those extra lights just to finish off the combo. The light auto double, guaranteeing he was gonna have enough damage on there. Look at the backdash, knowing a lot of people like to scramble in that situation after blocking a slide. He's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? I'm backdashing. I'm working here, get off me. The break game for both of these players is gonna be incredible because if you notice, you're gonna see break after break, and that's why counter break isn't gonna work in this match because both players break extraordinarily well. There's a few players out there that I think break more consistently, I think, than anybody else out there. The Chronicle, Nikki, Nate. Insight's break game is absolutely insane. I think Duel breaks really well. I think he's really good at that. And when I say break, I'm not just that they know how to break everything, but they break at times that are very, very smart. Like, oh shit, nobody was off the counter break there, or man, I didn't know that he knew, or I didn't know he was paying attention to my combo route. Shoutouts to Chronicle, man. I was just saying right now, there are a few players out there that play this game extremely well, and some of the players that have some of the best break timings and breaking ability. They understand how to break a lot of the shadow moves. They know how not to get too predictable with breaking and how to play the counter break game as well. Nikki, the Chronicle, Nate. Insight's got a really strong break game himself. I like that anti-air. What are you jumping at? Nate in a tough spot right here. Jumping out the gym. I'm out of there. Tag. What are we gonna do? Wake up order? Nah, he's blocking. I respect it. Defense. Can't do it every time. Nate's stealing that game away from Insight.
One step closer to flushing out Ultra Tech.
G fucking G. We got some of the heavy hitters showing up. A lot of the community members beginning to become more active in chat. You gotta wonder, what does Nate have planned for the rest of the day? I'm sure Nate will be dropping, some hints in chat about what he's planning to do for the course of the community commentated sets that we have today. But right now, CrazySkateNate versus Insight, 1-1. That Orchid it's ridiculous. You get touched, man, and your life bar will melt, especially when you get counter broken. But even with just a lockout or a reset situation, Nate knows exactly what he needs to look for. Take a sip of this coffee real quick and get right back to it. I wonder how Insight's going to answer back to this. Because Nate was able to just run away with that round. Right at the end, just kind of steal it away from him. Like, look, you thought you had me, you had a life lead for a little bit? No, I don't think so. Nate, a big advocate of putting out the grenade toss, knowing that he needs something in neutral. He needs some kind of presence. He doesn't have a fireball to negate them. And he can't sit and just try to low profile fireball, right? It's not jig, right? It's not a standard fireball. You got all these different patterns that come out. The timing, the lockout. Again, when a lockout happens, your life bar just begins to melt. Main toss, early overhead. And shadow forming out of the corner. Now you have to hold this. All right. I like that. Extending the combo there after the throw, getting the restand, and just immediate break from Nate saying, look, man, we don't play that. I don't want any of that. What a DP with the fire cat. I like how he uses those options together in tandem. Like, look, if one doesn't hit you, hopefully the other one does. I'm trying to call you out right now. Getting mixed. Let's fucking talk about this. Insight is fucking playing CrazySkateNate. Hold on, I gotta reawaken right now. We're watching somebody who's been solid for years reach a level where he's fighting a titan like Nate, who's putting on, excuse me, a hell of a show right now. He's not fighting, a guy who just started the game. Nate has the best uppercuts in Killer Instinct, in my opinion. Best anti-air game, without a shadow of a doubt, in my opinion. There's other guys who got it like that. Nicky's got a sick uppercut game. The man can throw fireballs and uppercut, okay? So I think like Nikki and Nate probably right now have the best, you know, fireball uppercut game. But Insight is like, look, that shit, it works. But when you're playing me, you're gonna have to do more than that. You don't got a fireball, you got a grenade and you got some resets. Can you play the neutral? Can you pin me down? Can you stop shadow form? Like, look how far this guy has come as a player. Nate has devastated, you know, in many tournaments against many players, first to 10, even in sets that he's lost in, has played, you know, an absolute ridiculous game every time. We've seen him fight some of the best players to ever do it. And knowing that Insight is able to take some games and establish his own identity as a Killer Instinct player is incredible. That's, you gotta hand it to him, man. You know, a lot of the times players get better. Nobody wants to, oh, hey, man, you've gotten better. Yo, good shit. There's always this, I've always been better than you. So you got to stay right where you're at. But not around here, man. Insight is doing, you know, one hell of a job. And I know Nate respects it. Opting to stay with Orchid, not wanting to switch. Saying, I like this challenge. I like this fight. Go ahead and Insight and bring it. This neutral from Insight too is just absolutely just nuts, man. Fireballs everywhere. You don't know if he's gonna go in. Look at that, even the backdash there. And him just staying aware, like, hey, you wanna grab me, but that's not gonna happen. Backdashes are invincible to throw in strikes, right? Now you can catch him on recovery, but Nate's got a plan for that. Like, yeah, my pressure, I'm sliding out of there. I don't want that. I wonder how many times Insight has done this already. That seemed pretty deliberate, like he knew he could get out of that. I like that, no break from Nate. Look at that, see, sometimes you don't have to break. Look how Nate was able to wake up, you know, block, and then just go back to neutral. Insight is willing to let, you know, Nate just, all right, man, you wanna do something here? Oh, okay, you're not gonna do anything? All right, good, we'll go back to neutral. Not a problem. Bait it. Ooh, nice dragon punch. Who the fuck are you throwing? You're not throwing. Ah, baited the dragon punch. No DP for you. Yo, this defense from Insight, shadow form. A little bit delayed, got the counter hit. Yeah, we locked him out of meter. Get meter of our own. Look at that. He's got to be feeling good about that one. And I got to admit, this color for Omen is actually OD, man. It's so sick. Getting that counter hit. Look at Insight making it so difficult, and Nate knows how hard it is to fight this character. This isn't a, ooh, the fuck are you making? Oh my god, stop. I am gonna retire from commentary forever. I can't do this forever, guys. I can't. Everybody is too good. Baiting that dragon punch. Oh my god, the fucking movement. Insight. Making it so hard to hit him. Look, side note. GG to both players. I was watching a video the other day that was talking about what play styles tend to do the best in fighting games, right? I want to say it was JM Crofts. I'll get back to everybody on that, but the point was, what play style tends to do the worst, what does the best? Grapplers were kind of sitting at the bottom. Shotos were like a mixed bag because Shotos tend to be pretty solid, right? Good damage output, decent buttons, kind of like a tool to at least help you deal with something, right? Not be completely, you know, unstoppable. But the playstyle that seemed to do really well was like a rushdown, right? But then you got these hybrids of like hit and run, where Omen could mix you to death and then run from you. And it's like, what the fuck, man? This character is so hard to beat. And that hit and run style is definitely becoming one that I think is extremely difficult in fighting games to stop. getting that opening again. Nate's got his work cut out for him. Nate said earlier, I want to play a set. Want to get some games in, opening, and only to get broken. Getting your legs clipped. Get off me, this is exactly what I mentioned. The community's seen it, we already know, but I have to shout it out. You think you've got offense, and then it gets taken away. You're getting smacked, combo break, shadow DP. It's like, hey, fuck everything that you had planned for the day. I'm gonna ruin it for you. That slide gets in, but those fireballs linger, so Nate just had to hold that. Yeah, Insight, he's really well aware. I like his defense and the jump backs. He's like, Nate, I know you want to shimmy me. I know you're going to use stand jab. You're going to do light rekka. You're -1. I know what you want. I'm out of there. You don't really know me. Nate with the slide. Ooh, into the grenade. What a fucking play. All right, I'll tell you what. If Insight wins, I quit. If Nate wins, I quit. It's too much. What a trade there, though. In all seriousness, this is a really good set. Insight, he's just trying to delay those fireballs so that Nate can't slide under them. He wants them to linger to where even if he gets hit, the fireballs will hit after. And it's like, hey, I'm recovered now. You hit me with slides, but my fireballs hit you last. So you'll still be in hit stun, I'll recover, and then I'm fucking you up. That's actually genius. That's really good. Who are you jumping at? I'm jumping. Got Omen with anti-airs. Come on now. You thought this character only did mix-ups. Yeah, just check him. Don't come near me. Hey, hey. Ooh. And this timer is just beginning to dwindle. I definitely don't think it's going to run the course of the final 30 seconds. KI seconds take forever. Nate looking for that slide. Dragon Punch avoiding the fireball. Look at the movement. Insight just forced Nate to burn so much meter there. Just goodbye. You're not going to get to do it. Overhead. He faded that. This could be dead. It's possible. It's not possible because he didn't get the extension. He didn't get the reset. I was expecting some kind of reset option from Nate, and Insight just avoided that altogether. Yes, this is just your standard neutral grenade toss, fireballs out, Insight not wanting to overcommit. You gotta. This is what I was talking about. You think he's just jumping and randomly doing stuff? He's not. Get the fuck off me. The opening from Nate, he found it. Insight knows he cannot disrespect CrazySkateNate, and what I mean by that is not taunting and teabagging. We're not talking about that. We're talking about turn stealing and just dashing in. Is it enough?
One step closer to flushing out Ultra Tech.
I said I did not think it would run the full extent of the timer. I think Nate wants me to retire is what he wants. I think that's exactly what he wants. He's like, I'm about to make Mikey look really dumb right now. Blocking it out in the corner, not trying to give away any opportunity, not even looking to fish for an uppercut in the event that it gets baited because of the good ability from Omen and how Insight uses it. I think in that situation, he was like, look, I don't want to give it away.
Fight on.
I think it's time for me to retire. What do you think? Insight, what do you think? Is it time? Time for me to quit altogether. All right. Take a sip of this coffee. Take a look at what we're looking at here. What a jump. What a jump, man. All right. All this offense. Corner is where Nate wants to be. Order to trade. Wow, you're not. Look, I've always argued that if you can teach yourself to cross-cut or delay DP motion and your character has that tool, it's better to like be ready to uppercut from jumping out the corner And as, let's go over the offensive side. You're attacking, they jump out the corner, uppercut, you get damage. Defensively, it's still better to jump out the corner if you have the timing to get to the other side and eat the uppercut than stay in the corner, especially against Nate. Like, let me give you an example. Do you want to be in the corner against Nikki? Against Insight? Against the Chronicle? Against, you know, Zenkai? You don't want to be there. So it's better to just jump out the corner and eat that, you know, reversal motion on the other side instead of doing it in the corner. Now, you don't want to keep jumping forward all the time. It's all, you know, spacing dependent. But if you're at that cross-up range, it's better to just jump out and eat the damage. What a Shadow DP off of that. Oh no. Look at the shimmy action, gets the time to block. There's a few ways to stop shimmies. If anybody is struggling with that, I can give you my interpretation of it, and I'll ask Nate and I'll let him kind of break that down for you. Okay, Insight locking out the meter there. I like that. Grenade explodes, gives Nate a chance to go in. Timed it so well. Goes right into it. I think Insight was thinking Nate would go for a counter break, so he just let it rock.
One step closer to flushing out Ultra Tech.
Awesome victory!
All right. 3-3, man. I actually have a feeling Nate will stay Orchid the whole way through. If he loses a game, I'm actually excited to see if he picks Jago to see what he does in the matchup with Jago. I like watching that matchup to see how this standard, you know, Shoto style of the game can deal with it. Can HKD really do anything against Omen? It's one thing to talk about the matchup, and it's another to see it. Orchid definitely being one of the more exciting characters to watch in the game, in my opinion, especially at this level. But if I see a loss, I wonder if the switch for Jago, Shadow Jago, what that's gonna look like. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get that jump over. Look at the defense from Insight only to get his legs clipped. Not ready for this action right now. Yeah, you gotta pay attention here. You see this neutral and just see how Insight is not like, oh, I'm behind in life, I need to just dash in and immediately go in. He's trying to find some kind of opening or bait situation to force Nate to give him something that he can work with, right? Slide in, do something I can react to, something I can block and try to punish. Go for it. And there's a theme that I'm gonna ask Nate to explain that I think fits his gameplay as of late. There's a particular element to his game plan that I think has changed a lot. I've actually borrowed a piece of it myself, something that he and another player have told me quite a bit about that I want to share with everyone later. Also, shout outs to Sportsy. Big Dog Gary, hopefully shows up. If you don't know, he's also a fellow Orchid player. Avid fighting game player, streams, hit him up, follow him, chop it up with him, ask how he's doing. But right now, Insight, CrazySkateNate. I like that shadow form, getting out of the corner. Get the fuck off me. Ugh. Hi. What? Yo, that fucking air-to-air game is just so nuts to watch from Omen. How do you fuck with that, man? How? Man. Side switch? Oh yeah! Eyeball to try to chase him down! Yo! What a shadow counter, what a shadow counter. That defense, man. All right, Anthony, I quit. I can't make it to the end of the set. I'm done. I'm gonna have to make Nate commentate his own match now. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous, man. Sending a quick message out, making sure more people show up.
Orchid. Fight on.
I'm surprised chat isn't as active right now. CrazySkateNate actually duking it out for once. We've been watching him watch other people play for quite a few of these, man. He hasn't been running as many games as usual, right? He's trying to give other people a chance. Fishing for the jabs. Completely, you know, just not getting anything out of it, and Nate was able to establish right after, like, look, go ahead, throw some buttons out. I'm gonna find an opening. What an answer back. Flick flap? Ooh, the slide, but again, these fireballs just linger. Oh my goodness, Nate with the breaking, the shadow DP to blow up throws, the combo extensions, all of the stuff that he's shown is just so, what a DP from that far, like the counter hit, like it looked weird, but Nate just knew. Dashing up on him. What a break. Like, get out of here, man. Don't care if it's a two-piece. Go flying. Get off. Dragon punch. Ooh, no punish on that. Nate was just looking to escape there. Throws take so long to recover in this game, so when I don't see punishes on him sometimes, it's kind of like, man, you know, imagine what would have happened off that. Shadow Cat to try to get in. And this matchup can be really scrambly. Like, this neutral almost feels like some Marvel level stuff. You're like throwing out your grenade toss is your assist, your fireballs linger on screen, you know, that's like your assist, and you're just moving around trying to fish for that one opening. Oh my goodness. We are locked out of meter. We are locked out. Granted, there's no meter on deck for Nate. But in this situation, it's like if you build it, you're not going to get to use it. Insight. 3 bars. Oh, the slide. I was going to say, can he actually do something here? Can he, like, imagine if he spent 3 bars and was successful with resets, or, you know, hit confirm into shadow, extend the combo a little bit, go for the reset, maybe Nate buffers uppercut, maybe he's wrong, get some damage. I mean, it's always possible. It's always possible. To answer your question, it is 4-4. CrazySkateNate. Anthony in the house. He must be focused. I haven't heard him say a single thing in chat outside of like one laughing emote, right? I think he hit me with a lol. I have not heard a single thing out of him. He's got to be uber focused right now. Knows who he's fighting. Knows what kind of, you know, pressure to fight Nate. I think the scariest thing about fighting Nate, outside of, well, quite literally everything, is that Nate can play KI, but he plays this style that's so unique, right? He can do the scrambly stuff that KI players might run into. He can, you know, guess break and everything. And I know it's a complaint, right? Sometimes we don't like that. We want more clean, consistent gameplay. We want things to seem more deliberate. And you know, a lot of people will argue, well, what about the fundamentals? But thing is, Nate does have that. Nate does whip punish, does anti-air, does block well, does, you know, the intermediate to high level stuff. He can option select, things that are possible in many fighting games. And the fact that Insight has to fight that, it's what makes him an absolute menace, because he does all the shit that is required for KI. Breaking, counter breaking, you know, playing the guess game on breaking 1-3, 2-4 to see if somebody tries to go for a counter break. All the mind games and shenanigans that kind of only exist in KI because of the mechanics. And then you take everything else and you know, couple that with Nate's ability to do the simple things, right? To walk into the proper range to swing a button, to check dashes. Oh, you add, like, okay, what does he do right? Once you put that all there, it makes him even harder to deal with. Nate will go for a whip punish and then he turns it into some, whoa, what the fuck? I've never seen that in any other fighting game before. What is this juggle, side switch, Rekka going the other way, fire cat, or, you know, traveling behind him type shit. You know, it's incredible. And the fact that Insight has been playing this well against it, look, let's not get it twisted. We've seen some differences in Omen play when Banelings was playing versus how Insight plays. They both have a really solid style. Shadow for him to get out of there, but Insight has come so far to his abilities, and I respect it. You're fighting a guy who can do all the crazy stuff he can do, and he's got that solid game. Insight right now, gotta find a way to deal with this. What? Arm off of that, waiting after the grenade explosion.
One step closer to flushing out.
That was dope.
Attack.
Supreme victory.
Nate turning this around. I mean, the first couple of games, I don't think he played bad at all. I think just Insight was there. He showed up to play. I can imagine in between each set, Insight, you know, probably taking a deep breath, sipping a little bit of water, trying to think positive thoughts. Man, I'm fighting Nate. This is cool. How do I keep, you know, advancing? What do I need to do?
Fight on.
I know what I need to do. I need to stop right now because this is a little much for me. Ultra Tech University Insight trying to hang in there and keep it moving against Nate. He's done a hell of a job. CrazySkateNate with the Orchid. We already know what time it is when he picks this character. It's absolutely insane to watch. It really is. Wasting no time. Fireballs on screen, grenade toss. Nate has said this before. He wants some kind of screen presence. He wants something to be there. This isn't a matchup where you can walk around and use movement for free. You're gonna walk and block. You can do that. But I think Nate wants that grenade there in the event that Insight gets bored. Insight tries to move in and chase a fireball down. If Nate tries to slide, there's just something there, right? Yeah. That backup, right? Just in case. That's why I said it kind of gives that Marvel Dragon Ball to it, because they're putting out, you know, this isn't a standard fireball. These fireballs loop around, some go low, yeah, just like that. They go low, they kind of hop around, and then Insight can kind of move around them and move with them. Move in front of them, back dash, and hey, you gotta hold that, right? It's so fucked up, like, but it's cool to watch at the same time. It's the kind of freestyle you can do once you know what pattern you've got. You've got fireballs that, you know, are just everywhere, and you don't know what to do as a player because they're like, damn, can I slide in? How many times have we watched Nate slide in and then he gets the hit only to eat the fireball because they're still lingering? Or you tried to jump and the fireball pattern sweeps in the air at that jump arc that you chose. Right, you chose to jump from a certain range that you thought was safe, you eat the fireball, and it sucks. But look at this. Finally getting the opportunity to play. Like I said, there's something I want to talk about when this set is done that Nate's been doing as of late that has completely elevated his gameplay. Yo, he made it safe using the fire cat to cover horizontally, shadow DP vertically. He got through, what the fuck? Oh my goodness. If you're enjoying this action right now, make sure you let everybody know in the chat. blocking it out. Trying to walk back and just that movement, that walk speed, it's so incredibly good. I like it. I like characters that have that sick walk speed. Kimbu, Wolf, Orchid. It's kind of zipping around on the ground like that. Yo! Just that timing, man. Nate's always ready, not falling for it. It's like, look, because I was like, wait a minute, he broke, you can't break a counter break, and then I'm like, no, he just delayed shadow DP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Insight stacking that damage on Nate, not wanting to give a counter break, letting it rock. All that meter is gone. Nate can do something here. Insight has instinct though. Yo. Big pot. Only to die. Wow, that's okay.
One step closer to flushing out Ultra Tech.
Awesome victory.
I think that was that tech. He found, yeah, Bane, I think I know what you're talking about. I'll have Nate chop it up with us about that. By the way, Bane, GG's. I thought you played well today, man. I'm glad you're here and you're checking out everything. Sick stuff, dude. That breaker makes this matchup even. What if you're a hell of a player, man? But you know what? So is CrazySkateNate, and of course, Ultra Tech University's Insight. You gotta hand it to this man, dude. He's so sick. So sick. Also, Zero Cool, man. TG's to you as well. Thanks for showing up. Grenade toss. Just have some kind of screen presence. Get the fuck out of here. That is a fucking dragon fan. Ooh, oh my god. Let me shut up. I'm gonna drink some coffee. I'm gonna let this rock. Shut up. Backdashing. You're missing out here. Ooh. That was nice. Nate's just right about everything right now. What the? Oh my god. It's like he found the Scantron with the answers already filled out. What the fuck? He's gotten everything for the most part. It's just been right. He's bubbling the correct answer every fucking time. It's insanity. Insight finally able to do something, saying, Nate, stop your bullshit. DP? No, he tried to back that. That was a big swing right there from Insight. Not of it. Toss up was nasty. The mix game from Insight's actually ridiculous as well. He's improving across the board, the hit and run style, resets. Looking for the counter break. I think it's mind games, the break games there. Yo! Look at the defense, and then Nate saw the delay, went for the DP. What a shadow counter. What this break, but Nate, he's just got to hold on here. He's got instinct. He's almost got barred and can't use again. Oh my goodness.
One step
Take
closer
him
to
down.
flushing out Ultra Tech.
Wonderful stuff, man. Wonderful stuff.
Fight on.
All right, we're back at it. Current score 7-4. CrazySkateNate, Insight, running it. Had a blast watching this set. It's amazing watching this Orchid work, and it's crazy to see Insight try to adapt to everything. He had a really strong start, and I think he's still playing extremely well. Yeah, that forward heavy fireball. I like this. Just keep doing it. There's not much the Nate can do about it, right? Very frame tight. Button fireball, button fireball. All avoiding the grenade. Smart stuff. Got the back throw. Put him in the corner. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hi, 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 hi. Get the fuck out of here. Insight scraping up the life bar. Man. Just gotta watch that too, right? Those clutch moments. Slide? Yo, the shadow slide. I kind of knew that was coming. I'm like, he's gonna have that vulnerability. It's gonna push him to the side. Even if it it expired, right? It ran out. No longer there with the properties to get past that grenade. He might have just been spaced out to where it wouldn't have hit him. Either way, Insight making the right call. Ooh, break. Stop. I want none of that. Yo, bait it. Sir, you're fucking uppercutting. You're not kneeing me, none of that. I'd say it's a tiger knee because it looks kind of like Sagat's tiger knee, but it's not used the same way. I agree with this. Saying gonna be hard to beat Nate with a character greatly helped. Yeah, essentially he has done so much with Omen to where he knows what the mix looks like. He knows what enders lead to what. He knows when he's in a true blended like Oki situation, and because Nate knows the properties of the buttons that Omen has, right? He knows, okay, this is how far Omen will get spaced after this. I can't risk shadow countering XYZ because it's gonna throw it away. He's gonna do button fireball. From standard stuff to the high level stuff, I definitely agree. Right? And the fact that Nate, even if shadow form is hard to beat, the fact that Nate plays the character and is always gonna know he's got bar, shadow form could come out at any moment. You've seen how he's applied the game plan across the board with Orchid in order to establish that he is going to dominate in the match to the best of his abilities. There were games where Insight just completely ran away with it. I think Nate's found his footing. Look at that. See, remember what I said? It's better to just jump out of the corner and eat the uppercut so that you're not... Look, he's still got some breathing room. Even though Nate tried to take it back from him, he had some breathing room instead of back completely to the wall. Speaking of top-level players, or players that I think are really good, you got BAG Zenkai here. Vitalis, Zenkai, Jiren once again, happy birthday. Saw the post that you made. Many blessings to you. I like this from CrazySkateNate. Just everything that he's been putting out these last few games is showing a major adaptation of what Insight wants to do. Look at that micro movement after grenade toss just to see what Insight's gonna do. Maybe wake up buttons, jump back, backdash. He kind of took a second there. What a shadow counter. Great defense from Insight. I absolutely fucking like that defense from him, man. Please, make sure you guys let Insight know that you're enjoying this set. To fight someone like Nate and put it all on the line to just show how far you've improved. We've seen wow, what? You just, it feels like once Nate is on, it's so hard to stop him. But Anthony has done so well lately, showing up on, you know, whatever online tournament he can, putting his gameplay out there, fighting some really heavy hitters, and, you know, to do that's not easy. There's a lot of naysayers out there. There's a lot of, you know, people that are going to doubt, oh, you know, you're this, you're that. And it's nothing that I've heard specifically, right? I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about anybody per se, but just the general idea that when you start leveling up and getting better, there's always the doubters. There's always the, You're not that great, or oh, you're whatever, I still beat you. Insight showed up to play, and he's playing Nate, and I think it's a great set. I think Insight's getting to test what Nate really knows how to deal with, not just in this matchup, but against one of his characters, his tournament monster characters that he has. Omen, the mix from Nate, the resets that he's capable of, the timing on button presses, the defense, all the staggered off, like everything you could think of that Nate is able to do, and then some. He does that with Omen. So Nate gets to kind of test himself as well. Like, look, I'm not playing the Omen mirror, but I get to see how well I know how to deal with, you know, bullshit I've put out there, shit I've helped people with. I think that's the incredible part about it. I definitely agree, man, and I think that's great. Latalis giving credit where credit is due. This guy has grown tremendously as a player, right? But I've seen that from quite a few, and I'll shout them out here in a bit. Anthony got to pull it together here. Latalis saying that sometimes Insight gets too antsy, and I think that happens when he's fighting somebody of this caliber, right? When he fights someone like Nate, anybody around that tier, slightly below it, slightly above it. I mean, shit, you can't really go higher than Nate, right? There's some people out there, but you know what I mean. Nate sits on that top rung, I feel. But there's so many high-level players, right? And the fact that Insight is putting this all to the test, right? Against Nate, you got Bane Mobius, you got Banelings, you have Mortalis, Base is out there, The Chronicle, Alex V. There's so many names, right, of people that are absolutely just fucking ridiculous at this game. Insight putting games on the board against one of the best. Look at that setup. Actually, that was sick from Insight to get the trade. Nate was not able to get anything out of that. For breaking. Fucking you up. I don't want none of that. Break? Yep. Yo, he landed quick flag. I'm assuming Nate did that because he was expecting Insight to crouch block. You ever see that when people like empty jump forward, or Nate might empty jump forward and then do back roundhouse? They'll do like a Jago or whatever. Somebody that has a grounded overhead from a range like that, and I think he was expecting Insight to crouch right there, and that's why he went for that. All right. Taking some time to reset here. Watching all these crazy matches has definitely got me think. Wow, that could have been it. It's got me thinking, how is this gonna play out? Shit, that was really good. That was really good.
Awesome victory!
And everybody has been putting on a hell of a show. We had Zero Cool's Jago and Fulgor against Banelings, like entire roster just about. Banelings taking that set 10-8. And CrazySkateNate saying, I want to fight. Hey, Insight, get in here. 6-8 right now. Insight made this beyond competitive. Nate's sitting on the third chapter. As I like to say, you got the beginning, middle, and end. The middle chapter for Nate is pretty much over. He's sitting on the final chapter if he can seal the deal here. He's staying Orchid the whole way. If Insight can get to Game 7, 8, 9, and 10 is all he needs. He's approaching the third chapter right now. You don't know how this story ends. Never sleep on anybody. It's the worst thing you can do. Insight with these buttons, smacking Nate, saying you don't get to hold up. They're fighting at a tighter range, and I feel like Orchid won't do so bad at it. When you take away that space, and Insight gets a chance to set up with fireballs and make things a little bit trickier with approach or stopping his advance. We'd have to double check, but Hart may actually be right about Insight's track record as far as how well he's done. I like the timing, making that slide ever so safe because of the grenade. bait it. Look at that shadow break right there, man. Or rather, the cancel into shadow DP off the break. So clutch. Dash up, double short. Yeah, these hit confirms from Nate, just keeping it short and sweet, getting that knockdown into or that side switch, right? Just juggling him up. Throwing grenade, mixing the timings of his jumps, making it look like a crazy left-right scenario. He can empty jump off of it. What a break. Again, just low shorts, man. You got to get those confirms. Stop people from holding up. And even if he would have missed, he had the chance to uppercut. Oh my goodness. Insight's got to run away with this here. Yo, the jump! No break, I'm gonna have to slide. He's willing to risk it all here. He's willing to just defend. Triple short record. Oh my god, I thought Insight was gonna do the unthinkable right there and just say, Nate, I'm fucking you up. I like the fact that he didn't break though. I really do. He's like, look, I'm not giving you that. I'm not even gonna take the chance. It's always easy to be like, dude, you could have just broke the slide. He did heavy slide. You had the chance. But then there was always the chance that Nate could have counter-broken it. There's so many things that could have happened. And I respect the fact that he decided to just rely on the tried and true defense, right? Try to block it out. Something you could do in a lot of fighting games. Just you can knock down, try to figure out what's going to happen next, instead of relying on the in-game mechanic. Most games, you can down back, you know, to block. All that stuff. 9-6. I really don't see Insight switching characters. Nate is locked into Orchid. Could be the final game here. I'm not gonna lie, I think it would be great to see Insight take at least one more game to know that he was only 3 games shy. He just got to work on the final chapter, right? 8, 9, and 10. It's like you're writing a book and you're like, fuck, how do I write the ending? What am I supposed to do? Absolutely. Agreed. Again, hard, you know, it reflects a lot of what Latalis was saying earlier. It's kind of hard to beat a guy who, you know, who wrote the book on the character pretty much. Look at that movement getting tagged. Insight saying you do not get to play any shimmy game with me. No walk in, no walk out. You think you got footsies? I'm smacking you. You better know your range. Crouch block at the last second. Gets the slide in. I like it. Instinct activation. Sometimes you gotta pop to make him stop. I think that's why Nate's sitting on the meter right now. Notice he's just not, you know, pop. Yep. There you go. He's waiting for that opening. The only counter order before Nate could do the fire cap from the other side. What a brilliant man. Anthony, guys, give it up for this dude. The little things adding up, man. I gotta appreciate it. We already know Nate's godlike. The fact that Insight has mounted, you know, this kind of counter game plan, the stuff that Nate's barely been showing off for a little while now. Rekka facing the other side. What a break. Falling the fire cat, having these crazy instinct shenanigans, and Insight finding a way out of it. Got a form. What a break. It's ooh, get out of here! Insight again checking him. You don't get to move in. This is why I need to quit. I'm gonna have a heart attack. I've done this for long enough to know that I probably have heart problems from this. Right? Hi. Locking out the meter. Smart stuff from Insight. If Nate pops instinct, he can't spend any bar. He just gotta use the fire cat. That's it. No way. Oh my goodness. All this instinct feels like it's gone to waste. He got grabbed. He went to the jab. No way. What a fucking play in the corner.
One step closer to flushing out Ultra Tech.
He saw the break and put Shadow DP behind it.